J53518 is one big
22 Tiger Dude. I hereby call thee a messed up mother.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude, and I'm here with my guest star,
Betty White. I'm just kidding. This is J53518.
and we're both here to review the episode Sailor Mouth, requested by Cinemus TV. And Cinemus TV does have a channel. It's a very cool channel. If you want to check out that channel, I'm going to leave a link to the description below.
So, what is the Sailor Mouth about? Well, it starts with the Krusty Krab closing and SpongeBob taking out the trash. While doing so, he sees some very acrid slime. Apparently, he reads the word, translating is a mysterious curse word, after he discovered it from Patrick. He says crabs is a, but what's funny is that we don't know what the word is. Later on, good old dumb Patrick finds out what it means and calls them sentence enhancers. You say it to be fancy. And from that, it tracks the boss, Mr. Krabs, teaching the boys not to curse. But will his lessons reach their dumb minds, or will they have a cursing jamboree?
Oh god, Sailor Mouth is flat out one of the greatest, one of the most hilarious SpongeBob episodes I've ever seen. This episode is just fantastic from start to finish. It's very well thought out in its writing. It's very well thought out with the humor. Cartoons, they have to be careful with certain things. This episode, characters cuss, but they bleep out the bad words by using like sea creature sound effects. Like you'll hear dolphins. Like say for example, SpongeBob uses the word bitch or asshole. They're gonna block those words out with dolphin noises or horns, any of those things. So it's a ballsy episode in terms of the characters technically cussing like sailors in this episode. Funny, it's called Sailor Mouth. But they use it in a very funny way, and I like the idea of how they're cussing because they think cussing is very fancy, and I really loved how the episode played all of that out, and how Mr. Krabs told them about cussing and being careful. You have to go through the final few minutes of SpongeBob and Patrick having to run all the way to the Krusty Krab because Patrick was about to taunt SpongeBob for saying a bad word. So hilariosity ensues with this episode. It's very well done writing all around. It's very impressive. Storyline is absolutely terrific. It's a very well executed episode. It's a very well paced episode. And it's an episode that just makes me laugh from start to finish. And you also get introduced to Mr. Krabs' mother at the end of the episode, which was very entertaining. So I can't complain. There is nothing wrong with this episode. There is nothing wrong with Sailor Mouth. Everything in this episode is absolutely perfect. So obviously Sailor Mouth is going to get a 10 out of 10 from me. This is one of my favorite SpongeBob episodes of all time, and it's definitely one of the most hilarious one, as well as being maybe the ballsiest SpongeBob episode I've ever seen.
Hey, don't forget, Mrs. Krabs has a few words edgewise, if you know what I mean. In a funny incident, she starts cussing as well, but it's a misconception. I love this episode because, again, this is about the time when cartoons were becoming ballsy. South Park, remember the shit episode where they try to say how many times they say shit before they kill each other? There's a piece of shit, there's a fucking shit there, and then they say shit on the air. Kids, it's bad to cuss, but when it's an animation, it should be alright, but it should be censored. Tony has a good point. I love this episode. It was a good try for the creators to really tap into the whole copyright of cursing idea. It worked really well, the visuals were great, the gags were great. Patrick being a know-it-all dumbass as usual. I love that the bit that it was really Patrick and SpongeBob's fault, and that even Mr. Krabs gets a freaking moment too, and that was kind of funny. And kind of, you owe it to yourself kind of stupidity. Oh, Mr. Krabs, teaching people good things, but also talking about the bad. Oh, what a crabby person. Get it? I didn't say crappy. Anyway, I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. It's a great episode from beginning to end. Hey, if you're a mature kid and you can handle some seafaring language, then have yourself a good time with this episode, you mother...
Now me and J5351 are here to review the episode Artist Unknown.
In this episode, Squidward becomes an art teacher. Now, we all know from the episodes of SpongeBob and Squidward is really an artist. We all know his linguistic attitude, Mr. Krabs, playing with his clarinet, having a good hand in painting, sculpting, and art himself. Who's going to teach art to? None other than our happy little dull-eyed sponge, SpongeBob. Now, Squidward tries to teach our good little sponge everything he needs to know about art. But luckily, if it gets Squidward right in the squiggly ass, when famous MT Moneyfellows, a famous arts collector for his Bikini Bottom Museum of Art, comes to his school to find the next big Amadeus. From after he did a statue of David, after somehow be the boulder, look at the sculpture, lick the sculpture. Okay, you don't lick a sculpture, SpongeBob. After he made the statue of David, MT Moneyfellows wants to make him a star. It turns out that Squidward's lying his way so he can get into the Hall of Fame.
My thoughts on Artist Unknown is that it's a very fantastic episode, and it's a really great pairing to go along with an episode like Sailor Mouth, because in terms of how consistent the humor is, both of these episodes make me laugh really hard. Artist Unknown definitely doesn't disappoint in terms of the humor, the storyline, how it's paced. It's a simple episode, yet it's a very creative one. And knowing how Squidward loves art and has true appreciation for art, it's nice to see him teach an art class, even though you have no one there but SpongeBob, which is expected because, I mean, come on, we have to have an episode where it's just SpongeBob and Squidward, right? It's really interesting to see Squidward teach SpongeBob all of these artsy things. And SpongeBob, he's proven to be a way better artist than we expected, to the point where Squidward is actually quite jealous of SpongeBob. He actually feels insulted and intimidated by SpongeBob because he's aware that he's a much better artist than Squidward actually is. This episode does have great quotes like I gotta lick the marble, I gotta date the marble.
You gotta look at the marble. I gotta drive the marble. I gotta marry the marble. SpongeBob.
And then Squidward's just giving him the weird face. This episode, it just has amazing quotes like that I never get tired of listening to. It's fantastic. It's very clever. It's an episode that just makes me smile every time I watch it. You know, what else can I just really say about this episode? It entertains me. It gets the job done. I really don't have any problems with this episode other than one minor issue. And that was when Squidward, you know, he wouldn't admit to SpongeBob being very creative. He had to just flat out lie to SpongeBob, which drives SpongeBob away. And all of a sudden, he doesn't change his mind to get SpongeBob back until the art collector comes over. And that's when Squidward wants to get SpongeBob back. So, you know, it's all like, I kind of didn't like that one. But like I said, that's just a minor issue. But overall, I think Artist Unknown is a fantastic SpongeBob episode. It's very well written all around. It's very hilarious. I definitely love the ending. The ending was very unexpected. So I'm going to give Artist Unknown a 9.5 out of 10. I love this episode. It just makes me happy every time I watch it.
I found the most funny part of art, they don't just look at art, they look at sculpture, look at painting. And we all know Squidward is an artiste. With a clarinet. I didn't find any flaws with this movie. Episode. I think SpongeBob being pissed kind of made it more sense because Squidward hates SpongeBob's guts. We all know that. But seeing him get his comeuppance in this was epic. And even when SpongeBob licks a boulder, I mean, who licks and bites a boulder? I mean, really. You know there's something called ruining your teeth, right? Why am I bringing logic to a cartoon? Anyway, never mind. We see him lick the boulder. Be the marble, stare at the marble, love the marble, bang the... Okay, he didn't say bang the marble, but alright. I like MT Moneyfellows, the guy who comes in. Alright, I'm looking for a nice sculpture. And it's hilarious. Because seeing him as an art collector, Squidward being an art finesse, they really had a good connection. Funny episode, loved it. It was very well written. I think it works for the whole art side of SpongeBob. And back to the dump. Wow, Squidward really helped me out. Oh, back to the dump. He goes into a cornmeal box and he goes into the trash can. I give this a 5 out of 5. This is a perfect episode, no flaws whatsoever. If you love art and you love SpongeBob, Check it out. You will not be disappointed.
And everyone, as always, please check out J5351H channel. I will leave a link in the description below. And also comment below your thoughts on the episodes Sailor Mouth and Artist Unknown.
This is J5 sign off on Tiger Dude's channel. Remember, when we're together, we will always have
Tiger power!
See you guys.
Hell yeah!